Okay, yeah, we're live. It's Brent Leary. We're doing Past the Mic, or at least I hope we're doing Past the Mic because, your boy, the cold one, the bold one, John Cold Rice Lawson, is nowhere to be found as of this particular time. We do this every week, folks. It's Friday, 5 p.m. East Coast time, maybe a little later, maybe a couple of minutes later. But as you can see, even being a couple minutes later, it's still not late enough for the cold one, the bold one, the old one, John Colder Rice Lawson, who maybe he's napping. The older you get, the more nap times do become very important to quality of life. And so, hopefully Mr. Lawson will be waking up from his nap soon because there's a lot of stuff that we could talk about here, a lot of things to engage upon. And you really can't do Past the Mic with just one person because, I really do enjoy schooling. Oh, look who I think just showed up all late and wrong. It is the cold one, the bold one, the late one, John Cold Rice Lawson.
I know you guys were scared. Yes, I'm sure. You
Oh,
thought
yeah,
you
we were
might have had to
terrified.
just have Brent. That would have been horrible. I have saved you.
Hey, Sven. No, the week would have definitely not been a total loss if this guy hadn't have shown up. Did you enjoy your nap? Did you get your, take your
I'm out here
Geritol, all
trying to
that kind of
school
stuff?
people, man. I'm out here trying to school people on this
On what?
kerfuffle, this kerfuffle that's going on in the R&B circles.
What the
You
hell is
wouldn't know nothing about.
What? First of all, people don't use the word kerfuffle in the R&B circles, so let's just get that one right.
It is a
No,
kerfuffle.
no, Sven, he is not the venerable. Sorry, no, not this.
Ta-da!
All right, so what is this before we go into? We got a lot
I
of
mean,
stuff.
yeah, you would not get it. I can't even tell you.
Well, just humor me.
So, you know Kellis?
Yeah, back in the day, I
Yes.
liked her back in the day.
Okay, so she's
I
spouting,
hate you right now. That song.
right. So
Yeah.
she's spouting off because there's a sample on Beyonce's album of her, and she says Beyonce didn't call her and ask her for permission.
Well, she
So
should have
she's
if
mad.
it's her. Why
No,
didn't she?
She doesn't have to because she doesn't own the damn song. Pharrell does.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So
See?
there it is.
Oh, okay, right.
That's all need to be
That's
said.
all exactly.
The kerfuffle is over, folks.
It's over. So this other lady's asking Wiggle, it's her voice or no? What she said, she's like, it's her voice, so she should have. I'm like, no, that's why Martha Wash saying, I'm gonna make you sweat, and they put some skinny bitch in the video.
Wait a minute.
That's how that works.
Be a bitch. Why? I mean, she seemed like a very nice person at the time.
Anyway, you know
can't
what
blame
I'm
her.
saying.
You're gonna blame anybody. Blame CNC. Don't blame the skinny woman.
She ain't sing that song. Then I remember she got on like some Solid Gold or something and was lip syncing like she sang that song. She
like
know that ain't her voice.
Wait, was she the first person to go on Solid Gold and lip sync?
No, but I'm saying, like Milli Vanilli lost their entire career.
Well, that's because they were jokes from the very beginning.
So was she.
She wasn't a joke.
Yeah, she was.
She was a nice young lady.
Whatever.
She was just doing a job. That's
whatever.
All.
But anyway,
blame CNC.
And then I was explaining. So she said, and this is good. She said, well, Frankie Beverly said that Beyonce didn't ask to redo, their song, right?
That's not good.
But they don't have to because Sinead Shinehead O'Connor did Prince's song without his permission. So you can remake anybody's song you want. They still get the royalties, but you don't need to ask permission.
I'm sure Prince might have been a little bit ruffled at first, but when those checks rolled in,
he was still ruffled.
He
never got over that.
He might have been ruffled, but he was getting paid and
he got paid, right? That was probably his biggest check prior to Purple Rain. So,
by the way, do you know David Michael? Hi, David Michael.
Hey, David Michael.
Do you know?
I'm not sure.
No,
I'm not sure. But you know me, man. I might. If I know you, don't be offended. I don't remember people in my own family, so I'm
Yeah,
that
so
old.
don't be offended by that.
I'm
Yeah,
that old.
okay.
I'm just that old, man.
Well, okay. Truer words have never been spoken on this
Yeah,
show before,
yes,
so
you know.
there it is.
I'll own it. All right. So
Nice to
that's
meet
what
you
I was
too,
working
sir.
on.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Oh no, not girl, you know it's true, Sven. No.
Yeah, you remember that? That was the
Oh
jam.
my God. I'm in love, girl. I'm so in love, girl. This is
You
true.
know what? But the thing is, honestly, that entire compilation of music was really a good compilation of
It
music.
had some good beats on it.
It did.
I
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
they
front.
did, and they had good singers in there, but they were background singers.
Well, remember now, Rob and Fab wasn't that
Fab
their
and
real
Rob,
names? Yeah.
Fab and Rob.
Didn't they say, hey, look, we could sing, and then they started singing?
It was like, let's just play the tracks,
Yeah,
bro.
put the record back on.
Yeah,
Put it
that's
back
so crazy. A
on.
skipping track. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. That won't happen today. Everybody sings with tracks. Everybody's Milli Vanilli today.
That's
Isn't that
true. But
crazy?
you know what people should think about today?
What? Oh, what a great picture.
You care to explain this picture?
So this is 3 of the 4 original Kings of Tech, right?
Yes.
And we decided to take a picture because the 4th one didn't make it. So we didn't get to go live.
We didn't pour a little out for Troy either.
We didn't pour a little out for Troy, but I don't think he deserved it. So there you go.
Oh, wait, we got to say a special. Let me get rid of this picture. Got to say a special hello because I see somebody, a name that's pulled out that we have to be very. Pat Latier. Wow. Wow. It is so nice to see your name in picture. It's been too long. I hope I hope all is well. It's really good to see you.
Miss them Christmases.
Yes, we do.
Who says I miss Troy?
I have no idea. It's probably Troy.
It's probably
his alter
it's probably
ego.
Troy. Right? It's probably Troy. We miss Troy Niles too.
We did because we wanted to unite the 4.
Yeah, we got to do this. It's Chris Green because Chris Green refuses to allow StreamYard.
Is that what it is? His security settings.
Yeah, you got to do something in those.
You got to do something in Facebook to allow StreamYard to whatever.
But hey, Chris,
we're just glad you're here, Chris.
Chris remembers us.
No, you don't. You just have to do some security setting in Facebook.
Yeah, he knows.
That allows StreamYard. Yeah, okay.
He knows. I'm sure he knows.
All right. Oh, I wanted to show one more picture.
One more picture?
Because this was cool. This is a cool picture. Check this out. Look how cool this is. Roy Ayers and Guru. Remember when Guru did that Jazzmatazz 1 and 2 CD?
Yes.
Fusing his style of hip hop with real jazz. And Roy Ayers, what do they call that thing? What he plays was it the xylophone or something? With the vibe,
the keyboard thing with your mouth.
No, yeah, he does the keyboard thing, but he does a lot of stuff. So he had him on one of those songs. I love this picture. That's just a cool pic, man. It's like 30 years.
Still, I mean, I know.
I don't think either of them are.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Guru's passed away a long time ago. I don't know. Roy might still be.
He might.
He
might. Wow.
If anybody out there knows of our boy Roy, like I go way back with Roy. If anybody knows if Roy Ayers is still with us, just let us know.
Oh, okay, Google. Is Roy Ayers still alive?
Yeah, ask. Hopefully. Yeah. Any answers yet?
According to Wikipedia, Ayers was born in 1929 in Columbus, Mississippi. He has a master's degree in physics and was director of string instrument development at Fender Musical Instruments.
Okay, Google, stop.
So
he must still be
alive because they didn't. Okay, that's all right, Roy. I'm sorry for rushing your demise. We are so glad that you're still with us, Roy.
Thanks, Roy.
Still can't see you there, Chris.
He might
keep trying.
Don't worry, we know it's you, Chris.
We know, but
next
keep trying.
Next time, bro. Next time.
Anyway, all right. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
I actually I had to come with,
And I'm guaranteeing you probably missed the biggest thing, but go ahead.
all right. So today was I think today ended the best month of the year with the stock market up about 300 some odd points or something
Wow.
today.
Yay.
That a big move led by, let's face it, the two A's, Amazon and Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Because quite honestly, before these earnings reports, interest rates going up, inflation going up, recession fears going up, all the negativity is going up. And then look at this. Even today, you remember when we were talking about Alibaba being a serious competitor to Amazon? What the hell happened to these guys?
I mean, they're about to get delisted.
That's right. They were down 11% today. And notice, I don't know if you can see the fine print, but on the left side, the current pricing for the day, Amazon is up over 10% for the day. Alibaba down more than 11%.
Yeah, you remember I went and saw Jack Ma in that one time Alibaba did a show here in the U.S. And of course, China put him on lockdown. I mean, he hasn't been seen in years.
Oh,
yeah. You haven't heard? You haven't been following that? Oh yeah, man. So they took him down. He was about to go public. They took him down.
So why did they do that?
He's probably out here talking too much. China don't play that. And you remember, matter of fact, I remember he had came and met with Trump in Trump Tower.
Well, well, anybody that does that usually negative
pretty much get canceled.
Yeah.
So they canceled his ass.
Yeah.
And it's so weird, but I mean, they're talking about delisting a lot of Chinese stocks.
Wow.
And so Alibaba's, that's why they're feeling the heat. They're about to get kicked off. So
remember there's another one feeling the heat that we were saying maybe they could compete with Amazon. Yeah.
Wow, they have had a horrendous week. But let's not pretend though. I mean, we saw I think a lot of us saw things in the 2000 year and they placed a bet that what they saw in terms of people jumping into e-com was going to be a new trend.
They thought that the increases in growth taking place during the pandemic were going to be sustainable after the pandemic.
A lot of people. I didn't.
So they invested as if they thought these 25-30% growth rates were going to continue even after the pandemic. And unfortunately, they found out maybe not.
Yeah, but they're not the only one. Amazon did the same thing. That's why Amazon is stuck with too many warehouses right now, because they built based on the thought that it was going to continue. Walmart just said that they're lowering their prices because they got too much inventory.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened. I mean, we can't.
But
Amazon
has something that Shopify doesn't. I'll spell it in 3 letters, beginning with A, then there's a W, then there's an S. AWS. And since we're on the subject of Amazon and earnings, why don't we just turn to those right now? How do you like that segue?
Okay, good job.
That was awesome. Really good, man.
Your slides are on point today, too.
Well, they're not really my slides, but
yeah, I know.
So, I mean, we talked about it this week. Amazon came out. Apple came out. Did Microsoft come out this week or last week? Anyway, I got some of those too.
I thought Microsoft was short.
No. Anyway, no.
We'll see. I don't remember.
Yeah, we're going to get into it because it's.
I don't want to get too deep into it because it's Microsoft.
We're kind of juxtaposing the current climate of fear with interest rates and inflation and recession off of what we are just getting ready to get into with these big tech companies and their quarterly earnings.
Yeah.
And we'll determine which ones do we think tell the story of the future more, the fear or the earnings reports. All right, let's get into this. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody's
Yeah, but I
coming
mean, come on, man. This is not a U-turn.
Hey, look, don't be stealing my thunder.
But I'm just well, it is thunder out here. But I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, it's up 7%. Fantastic. But I mean, the stock itself.
We're gonna go through this. Don't be trying to.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, don't be trying to shut me down. All right, before we do that. So when I posted this, and this comes from Colder Ice's posting of today's show, there were some immediate responses.
Of course, always.
And they were kind of competing responses.
Oh, cool.
So the first one do you know Alan?
I know Alan.
Okay. Is it Steinberg?
I know Alan.
Steinberg. Anyway, automation and AI are up. It's not going to be a recession, but a full-blown depression. So that's what Alan is saying.
Wow.
And immediately following Alan, Dan, is it Thies or Thies? Do you know? Thies. Okay. Dan Thies says, I'll believe there's a recession when people start applying for these jobs we can't fill. Wow. So they are completely diametrically opposed. One says depression. One says we're not even going recession because the job market is actually kind of like, full. We're only at 3.6 unemployment. So we do have these competing data points. Inflation is up. Unemployment is down. Interest rates are up. These earnings aren't down.
Wages are down.
Wages down, or are they just not increasing?
They're not increasing.
Okay. Flat. So they're kind of flat. All right. So let's go through this. So Amazon came out, and the reason that they're up 10% today, and just think about that. When a company the size of Amazon, with the market cap of Amazon, is up 10%, that's a lot of money, man. That's all I can say. That's a lot of money. All right, so
it's good. Mm-hmm.
Net sales year over year up 7%. 121. This is $121 billion second quarter. What do you say to that? What do you think about that number? The 7% and the 121.
Hey, what you gonna say? But I mean, hey, it's good.
Hey.
All
right. Net sales up 10% year over year.
Always good.
Net sales up 10%. So is that a good number?
Yeah. Double digits always good.
Double digits always good.
I mean, if they're not Amazonish, but they're good.
Well, they are Amazonish because it's Amazon.
Yeah, I know.
All right, but it's solid in the midst of all that's going on. Up 10%.
Yeah,
you can't dismiss that. All right.
Nope.
Operating income down 57% year over year.
Why is that? What did they say?
I think it's because they spent more than they brought in. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. But there seems like there's probably a reason for that, which I will get into.
Okay. He's going to get into it, folks.
I went through the earnings call transcripts for Nuggets.
Wow. You really went through it, huh?
I'm an interested person.
Well, why don't you just watch the call? I don't understand.
I'd rather just read the transcript.
The call is so much easier to watch.
No, I don't have the time for all that.
All right.
Cool. All right, anyway, so operating income, it's down 49%, but it's still there. We're still talking about 15.2 billion or so. Nothing to sneeze at. Now there is a net loss, and most of that, or all of that net loss, is basically because they took a $4 billion charge off for that Rivian investment. So you take that out, they made money if you back that out of that. So a couple billion, not bad. Yeah, the trailing 12 months, that ain't bad. It's not like it was last year, but it ain't bad. They're not losing money, folks. Nobody's losing money here. Net sales North America, 10%. Good. Decent. International. Now they got a hit internationally. That
I mean, because if you look at, here's the thing, this is Q2.
right?
Just looking at this chart, right?
Yeah.
And we look at Q2 last year, it's down from last year. It's up from, what's the way we're saying down 12%, right?
Right. So net sales internationally is down 12%, up 10% in the US. And of course, US is a bigger market for them. That's why the revenue offsets to a 7% increase, right?
And they did a big, and I'm wondering, was last year's Prime in this quarter?
I don't. Well, this year's Prime wasn't in this quarter because it was in July. This is
right, but I'm saying, was last year's Prime in that quarter?
I don't think they did a Prime in June of last year. Did they?
That would definitely offset some of those numbers too.
Oh, right, because they did 12 billion in those 2 days in July.
Yeah.
All right. Now this is where it gets fun, at least interesting for me. Now we're just looking purely at those 3 letters again. AWS. Up 33% year over year in sales, but 39% in operating income. Just raining dollars, just raining profit. AWS, Shopify. That's the thing that these other companies, there's only one other, there's one other company that has it, and we'll talk about them in a second. But this is the differentiator here. AWS is now almost a 20 billion in revenues per quarter on its own. AWS is about to be an $80 billion annual revenue company on its own. And that revenue is the most profitable revenue that Amazon is making currently. How do you compete with that?
Well, I mean, we're not comparing apples to apples here.
We'll get into Apple in a couple of minutes.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
well,
when you say, how do you compete with that? Well, maybe you mix Shopify and Microsoft. I mean, it's like
maybe Microsoft should buy Shopify.
I'm just saying. I mean, you can't say, well, Shopify, you're never going to compete with that. Well, you got, because you got to look at the marketplace sales only.
But let's be honest. Shopify, they're laying off 10% of their employees.
Saying.
Yeah, not Shopify is laying off 10% of their employees. That comes to what, 1,000? I mean,
yeah, you know what? I actually
think it ain't much. It's like 1,000. I think they have 10,000 employees or something. Or is it 100? They have something. It's nowhere near what we're talking. The scale.
I can't absolutely find this, but I really want to say that Prime Day last year was in June.
Could have been. I don't know. Could have.
No, I mean, I'm looking it up, and it's like, I think it was.
Well, if it is, then that makes these numbers look even better because Prime Day was not included in these numbers. So.
Yeah.
But AWS is its own beast.
Yeah, but it has been, and it will continue to be as long as people are still moving over.
Well, think about the overall revenue growth was 7% year over year. That is completely driven by AWS. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for that 33%, it would be a terrible quarter. I mean, this quarter would not be celebrated. Hey, look who's here. Look who is here. Cousin Gar is in the house. We missed you last week. Actually, it was probably a good thing you weren't here last week, Cousin Gar.
Really?
Because your big cousin here forgot what your last name was. I'm just saying.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying.
You are just
probably a good week for you not to have been here, cousin.
You are just a lot. You're just one of those brothers that you don't want around.
That tells the truth.
Yeah. Boy, tattletale.
Shame the devil.
Tattletale.
Look at that. Yes. I love the spirit. I think. We'll see. All right. So moving along. All right. So I said I went through the transcripts, the earnings call. So I pulled out a couple of things that stood out. So we already though. So those are the numbers. Those are big picture.
All right, you're gonna have to move this along a little bit
Big picture numbers.
because I gotta go on time today. Just letting you know.
Dude, we got 26 minutes.
All right, just letting you know. I got
I'm
things
good.
to do tonight.
Yeah, you can see I'm flowing here. Don't be breaking my flow.
I gotta break your flow because you might go long.
Your cousin is asking if you're going to the Steve Harvey hosting thing tonight. Is that what you're trying to get to?
No, I'm going to see Chris Rock tonight.
Oh, okay. Are we actually in a recession? No, not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
we are.
No, not yet. We'll see.
We are.
Anyway, getting back to these numbers, who paint a picture that says we are not actually anywhere near a recession.
All right, come on.
All right, so from the transcript,
Yes.
our compound annual growth since the start of the pandemic stands at 25%, a growth rate higher than we were seeing prior to the pandemic, which makes sense. The pandemic brought on this addition. But here's the piece. Prime members have meaningfully increased their spend since the start of the pandemic.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. When you say meaningfully, are we counting in the fact that we're in 8 to 9% growth in inflation? I mean, yeah, okay, sure. How much are you leading over top of inflation? That would be meaningful.
The key is Prime members have grown even more dependent on their membership.
That doesn't mean that, bro.
That's
Hell, if I go to the
that's what
grocery
it
store
means.
right now, my groceries cost 10% more than they did a year ago. If I just do what I've always done on Amazon, they could say that I'm spending 10% more. Sure I am, but prices have gone up. That's a bullshit lead. Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
He's so wrong, folks.
I'm not. How am I wrong?
Because you read a lot into that wasn't really there.
That's what I'm saying, though.
So how do you know what you said is correct?
But I'm saying it
I
has
don't
to be.
know.
What I'm saying is that has to be correct.
They just said meaningfully. You the one that went off on the definition of what that is.
I'm saying that everybody has meaningfully spent 10% more because their prices have gone up.
Yeah, but that didn't mean they spent 10% more with one vendor.
Well, okay.
Could have been
Whatever.
spread over a whole bunch of other vendors.
All right. What's your next point? So great. Their stuff has gone up.
You are so cranky. You really need to take longer naps. All right. Third-party sellers. Third-party sellers represented 57% of all units sold on Amazon in Q2, the highest percentage ever. Is that a big deal?
It's 1% over what they did last year.
It's still the greatest, right?
Well, yeah, it is. It keeps going.
It didn't go down.
Did not go down. That would be bad.
That would be bad.
That would be bad.
Operating income was 3.3 billion in the quarter from the sellers, above the top end of guidance range. Sounds
know
like
what that
sellers have made out relatively decent in the teeth of all this negativity, I would say.
I wonder if it's over 10%.
Anyway, that's what your cousin says. Does that include on Amazon the 10%, John? There you go. You lost in Men Think Alike, apparently. There it is. Nothing wrong with that. There it is. All right. In 2021, and once again, I got this right from the transcript, so that's why it says we. I don't
Okay.
care. We incurred approximately $60 billion in capital investments. 60 billion just in 1 year. That's some serious money. 40% of which comprised technology infrastructure. So doing the math, that's 24 billion in technology infrastructure, primarily supporting AWS, as well as worldwide store businesses. Another 30%, so that's 18 billion, was fulfillment capacity. And a little less than 25%, 15 billion, for transportation. So they invested an unbelievable amount of money, man.
Building warehouses
Building out infrastructure and technology infrastructure
and
logistics, warehouses, all that stuff. Last mile. That's some stuff, man. All right.
Yeah.
That was 2021. They expect to do slightly more this year. They're going to spend more than 60 billion this year. That's 120 billion in investments in infrastructure and technology and logistics in just 2 years.
2 years.
That is just ridiculous.
Is it?
It really is. We expect infrastructure to represent a bit more than half of our total capital investments in 2022. So not only are they going to spend slightly more, they're going to spend more of that more on
more of that more.
More of that more.
More of that more.
They spending more of the more on infrastructure. That says a lot. All right. I think we're done. All right. Now let's move to Apple.
Okay. Tell me more about Apple.
Apple, they had a down quarter.
Oh.
Yeah, they only had $83 billion in revenue. And instead of making 21 billion in a quarter, we need to pour a little bit out for Apple because they only made 19.6 billion in profits this past quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, a lot of that's probably China.
You guys need to go out and buy more stuff from Apple so they don't feel the pain of that loss. Okay.
Whatever.
Now here's the thing that gets me.
What?
See that I have in highlighted. Services revenue rose to $19.6 billion. This is not iPhones. This is not MacBooks. This is not iPads. This is not watches. This is not any devices. They made 20 billion basically in services last quarter alone. That equates to basically an $80 billion annual business.
Is that abnormal? That's actually
that's abnormal. That
for Apple.
That is before they were maybe making a couple of percentages on services compared to the revenue they generated from selling stuff. They're still selling more iPhones and stuff than ever before. But
let's see where they
Apple
are.
TV Plus, people are subscribing to these different services they have. Now they are generating almost $80 billion in services.
Let's see where they are then.
That is unbelievable for a company that was already killing it, selling you guys all sorts of devices that you walk around with.
So Apple is actually up year over year in stock pricing, but Amazon is still down 18% year over year.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. Well, I mean, come on, they are completely different companies.
It's like, but I mean, if we look overall, most tech stocks are down year over year. So to have Apple being one of the, bucking that.
Well, Apple was very, I don't know if you call it fortunate, but basically, let's say a quick hello to Gloria Catalano McLean. Hello. Apple refreshed their whole line over the last 2 years. So people have been buying new MacBooks with the Apple chip. And so
smartest thing they've done.
Yeah, that was so
very smart.
They come out with the iPhone 13. It's been refreshed. They got this whole new line of MacBook Pros, new line of iPads, all on their Apple chips. So it's a perfect time for them because people have been recycling. I know I have. I got a new.
You mean upcycling?
No, I've got a new MacBook Pro, and
that's an upcycle.
Whatever. I got a new MacBook Pro.
Recycles when you throw something away and use it again.
I didn't say they were recycling.
I think you did. But
whatever.
I'm just saying, hey.
Don't be trying to be funny.
I just said, hey.
You need to start responding to your cousin because
yes, they're both tech. He's right. He's checking you.
No, what? No, he's checking you because he's putting your name at the end.
Well, I mean, anyway, he's checking you.
Cousin Gar knows I don't need to be checked.
You need to be checked.
I don't need to be checked. Anyway, all right, moving on. So Apple is killing it. Look at this. iOS app economy supports more than 2.2 million jobs just in the US alone. So just the ecosystem around iOS is 2.2 million jobs. Hard to feel like we're in a what's that R word?
Recession?
Yeah, that. When you see these numbers, okay, so let's get into.
I mean, what do you live in the world of trickle down economics? Just because Apple and Amazon are making money today, everybody's okay. The world's okay.
I'm not saying the world's okay, but it feels like there's a lot of fear mongering going on.
I don't think there's fear mongering going on. I mean, ever since there's been a war in that country, our country,
Ukraine is where the war is.
I was going to say that our country that went and attacked Ukraine. Right. But anyway,
that arc. We can say Russia.
Did you see that? You didn't happen to notice the hotel across from the bar across the street from the hotel, did you?
No. People. Yeah.
It was the Russian lounge.
Oh, really?
But they took the Russian part off, so it just says lounge.
Okay. I like that. All right. Stop
trying
to deflect.
All right. I'm trying to get back to the fun stuff because you act like this is a football game and we're talking about the best runners.
We're talking about inflation, recession,
and numbers.
Interest rates, earnings. They seem to be conflicting. Where are we?
I mean,
we
haven't covered the other parts.
Let's go to Microsoft. Another one of these huge tech companies. You kind of always play them to the right.
I do. You
really do.
It's wrong, huh?
It really is because they tell an interesting story.
All right, tell me this story. Maybe this one will be.
Microsoft comes in with almost 52 billion in quarterly revenue, and about 17 billion in earnings. So they're making, not only are they selling a lot of stuff, they're keeping a lot of that money in earnings. And let's just get to the main reason. If you look, that middle portion, intelligent cloud, you know what sits in that category, intelligent cloud? This thing called Azure. That is the equivalent to AWS. Now, if you look, Azure is growing at roughly 40% year over year. So that's actually growing slightly more than AWS. Now, it's not as big yet on its own as AWS, but they're very comparable. So,
but it shows that the vertical is growing.
It shows that
the tide is rising all the
way. Web infrastructure, cloud infrastructure. It almost is like you can't get enough of it, even in recessions. People are investing.
I think even more so because of recessions.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Because part of that is being able to, start new businesses and use these kind of technologies to put your business in the cloud. You're absolutely right.
Or reducing overhead.
We got to say hello to Barry Moltz.
Hey, Barry Moltz.
We just saw Barry this week.
Yes, we did.
Good seeing you, Barry. All right.
We sort of saw Barry.
Look.
Mask on.
I was masked up.
You two both. Both of you guys were masked men.
And I feel great.
I feel good too.
No sniffles, no coughs, no nothing. No, feeling good. So don't be hating. All right.
What, hating? You said I saw only a little bit.
We saw a party of Barry.
Exactly.
That's all right. All right. So I want to skip to LinkedIn because you hate LinkedIn. You detest.
So you went out and made sure you pulled out the LinkedIn numbers from this Microsoft simply because I hate LinkedIn. So great. Let's see. LinkedIn revenue grew
26% year over year.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
LinkedIn sessions grew, so more people were using LinkedIn.
To spam other people. 22%. That's why I hate it.
Those would be bots.
No, these are not bots.
Let's
these are people.
Your cousin has a question.
Oh, you have to go. Basically, I hate it because it's too much spam. So every time I go there, I open my inbox. It's just full of crap from people I don't know or don't care about trying to sell me stuff. And I think it's a bad user experience. And I think they should do something about it. See? And because they actually sell my inbox to their users. And that's annoying to
Well,
me.
I think that you should be more open to the people who are reaching out to try to engage with you.
They're not.
Because they have off
Oh
services
my
and
God,
offerings
they are
that
not
can
trying
make
to
your life
engage.
so much better.
Oh, they don't mean me any good.
They want to help you drive more revenue,
Yeah.
upscale your business.
See, you even know what it is because you see it too.
I'm just looking out for you. All right.
All right.
Let's go to this part. I
That
love
was
it.
interesting.
Transcript pieces. Microsoft Cloud surpassed 25 billion in quarterly revenue for the first time, up 28% and 33% in constant currency. 25 billion for the first time in quarterly revenue. Big time. Now, here's what got me about this. We are seeing larger and longer term commitments and won a record number of 100 million plus and billion plus deals this quarter.
Well, there you go. There is no recession.
Damn.
Microsoft has $100 billion deals. Here we are talking about food and bread for poor people.
No,
Gosh.
we were actually talking about that, but okay. I'm just pointing out there's something
all
going
right.
on here. Companies
What?
are breaking records for billion-dollar
Man,
deals.
the rich always get richer.
All right. I want to go back to my favorite LinkedIn, your favorite LinkedIn, because now I'm going to go. They have 100 or 850 million, but this is what I wanted to go to. LinkedIn Talent Solutions surpassed something that you probably never even thought about or heard of before. A part of LinkedIn that most people don't really care about made 6 billion in revenues over the past 12 months.
What is that?
39. I don't know, because I don't hire anybody. I'm not looking for talent.
Oh, so it's well, that's what their core
But that's up 39% year over year.
I can see that because people are trying to find, good workers.
Well, then that kind of conflicts with the people with not being able to buy the bread, though, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, they're not talent solutions.
Well, but apparently there seems to be a lot of opportunities out there, I guess.
I mean, I don't know what's going on, bro. I really don't.
And then LinkedIn,
it's so crazy.
LinkedIn Marketing Solutions surpassed $5 billion in annual revenue for the first. So just those two pieces of LinkedIn business, 11 billion a year. Guess what?
What?
Microsoft buying them for 26 billion a couple of years ago was a steal.
I don't say that. Would say that.
Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
We know you're joshing, Jeff.
Jeff Josher.
We hope you're joshing Jeff.
Jeff's probably not. Look, he's from LinkedIn.
No. Anyway, so LinkedIn is a monster, even on its own. But Microsoft owning LinkedIn makes Microsoft even more of a monster because Microsoft combines that with Azure and with all the other stuff they're doing. Unbelievable. So I think I'm done with all that.
Oh, good.
Oh, I did just want to mention, because we talked briefly about this
last week.
And look how I'm on time too. I am really good.
You are, man, you're
on fire.
Wow. I wouldn't call it fire.
I would say
you're on something.
Yeah, please. Anyway, so a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Netflix having to change or add to their business model because they couldn't compete just with subscriptions because there's so many other folks out there now stealing their thunder. So they had to open up and create an ad-based model to go along with the subscription. And who did they choose? They didn't choose Google like you were saying they should have.
Yeah, we said they chose Microsoft.
They chose Microsoft. That's another component. That might be the most interesting component in years to come.
Maybe.
So with all that, I'm done. So we've had
the updates.
We've had inflation. We have high interest rates. We have low unemployment.
Low unemployment.
We have
had two quarters of rescinding.
GDP is gone down 2 quarters successfully.
Which that is the definition of a recession.
No,
but
that's
now
part
they're
of
moving.
the definition.
They're moving the goalposts now.
They're moving the goal.
Really
they're moving the goalposts because unemployment is not acting like the recession numbers typically do.
Look, don't feed into the bullshit.
That's what
it is, a political play.
Wait a minute.
I'm telling you, this is all politics.
All
politics.
What recession have you lived through
that
included low unemployment?
We're not finishing.
We're not, but we just gained the last month jobs data. It was like
I'm
over
just saying,
300,000 jobs.
We're not finished. All right. Let's wait until look, you can believe me now, believe me later.
Barry says Biden changed the definition.
He sure did. But you can believe me now or believe me later. All right. In the later part of this year, we're going to see unemployment go up.
Well, here's why you're going to see unemployment go up. Because
we're in a recession.
Because they rose interest rates 75 basis points the last 2 months.
Twice.
They're trying to slow down the inflation because they don't want an overheated economy. So when that happens, of course,
we're in a recession.
Employment is going to pull back because of that.
Welcome to the recession.
Oh, Barry, your boy's an idiot. I just wanted to say that. Anyway, Cousin Gar said, "I'm sorry, Disney Plus is honing to." I don't see Disney Plus crushing Netflix. I'm sorry.
No.
Blockbuster is
somebody did buy the Blockbuster, and they're starting to do something with somebody.
Barry, I am now unfriending you. Sorry, Barry.
He's talking about that other guy.
Hello, Afu. Do you know who?
Hello.
Do you know who Afu is?
I don't know. No.
We don't, but we're glad that you stopped by. We really appreciate you stopping by. We appreciate everybody that stopped by.
Everybody. We appreciate you all.
Shouldn't you thank me for schooling you like I did this past hour, giving you all the information?
Yeah, thanks. Now that I'm this informed, I'm going to be able to go out in the world and
okay. All righty then.
I'm trying to come up with a good use of all of this non-useful information.
You should integrate all of this information into your mind, your coaching mind meld session.
This is the most irreverent business show I've ever been on.
I'll just say you're welcome. We've enjoyed this hour spending it with everybody that stopped by. Thanks again.
But the biggest news today, of course, was the
not the Beyonce. Please don't say Beyonce. Please.
Beyonce's album. Thank you, Beyonce. I've been dancing in my living room all day.
Please.
I appreciate the love for the 70s and the 80s.
I'll just listen to the real deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
But I do maybe these young folks will
stop stepping on my Beyonce line. Stop stepping on my Beyonce.
I said gratitude. Young folk. I said young folk. Hopefully these young folk will listen and get the urge to hear the real stuff.
Hey, the real people actually helped her with this album. So
well, that's good. But the real people,
is an homage to her uncle who passed a while ago.
That's cool.
I mean, it's
that's cool.
But you know what? What she did say basically though was the album was made during the pandemic, and she just wanted to do something that was fun and danceable, and it really was for me. I enjoyed it.
Well, that's good. Now I saw the image. Is that like a CD? She's on a horse or something?
Yeah, that's the cover.
She looks a bit enhanced. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Well, she had 3 children.
Well, I'm just saying some. Anyway, I'm just moving.
She's had 3
moving on,
children. I mean,
moving
you know,
moving.
I
So
mean,
much
y'all,
for,
y'all got.
so
y'all
much
gotta
for
leave it.
authenticity, folks.
I
That's all
mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, I don't understand it. What is it with you guys, man? Straight men are just so attached to mammary glands. What is up with that? Anyway,
I am not going to
oh my God.
defend my position on that.
But
Anyway,
yes, they definitely were very prominent on the album cover.
they damn sure were. All right.
Look, he can't even talk.
No. So you
But
got ready to see
I see you gave her props for the album cover.
the album cover is slamming. I'll tell you that much. So you going to see Chris Rock?
I'm going to see Chris Rock in 2 hours, man. I'm so excited.
That's going to be nice.
And you know, the deal was, did you see, you know, Will Smith put out a video apologizing today. So I'm
after
hoping
4
Chris
months,
Rock will make some jokes today.
I hope so, because after 4 months,
Yeah,
4 months,
that's a long time.
that is a long time.
That is a long time to just be like, and I reached out and you wouldn't take my call. I mean, 4 months later, I don't know if I'd have taken the call either, man.
He apologized to Mama Rock.
Yeah. Well,
Tony
you know, she
Rock.
got on there and said she said it felt like he was slapping me.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was like, "Well, let me apologize."
He talked to her, Mama Rock, Tony Rock. If Plymouth Rock were around, he would have apologized for that too. He was apologizing to everybody, but it was 4 months late. That's all I'm saying.
So are you not ready to forgive him?
Look, it looked like it was heart. I mean,
it
real,
did feel hard.
Why did it take 4 damn months?
That would have been the question.
That would have been. Yeah, he didn't take no damn questions, right? It was just.
Well, he kept reading these questions off a prompter.
He was reading. Oh, okay. All right. Whatever.
You know. But yeah, I'm with you on the 4 months. It did take a long time. I did feel that it was pretty heartfelt. I mean, it's up to Chris Rock, honestly, where it goes from here, you know, and
why should we even be involved at this point? Why can't they just do everything else from behind closed doors?
You know what? I told somebody else, I said, look, if you are a public figure and you act an ass in public, don't make me feel like you can do the rest of the stuff in private. So you probably do need to do something publicly.
He just needs to do whatever Chris wants to do. He didn't need to tell us that Chris hasn't.
Yeah, you know what? That is. Yeah. So
that's
it's Chris's
like, hey, prerogative.
That is Chris's prerogative.
You to tell everybody that.
That's true. So 4 months from now, if Chris decides to take your call, then okay.
If I were Chris, I'd be like, now I really don't want to talk to you for any time soon.
Yeah, now that you
it out there like that.
Now that you mention it, or you put it that way, he did put Chris a little bit out front.
It almost like
Chris is the little man now.
He threw it back. Now it's on Chris.
Yeah. Now, it's like well, you know what? I'm sure Chris is going to say something tonight. I hope.
I hope he does, because you know what's going to happen. Now people are going to be all in Chris's face. When are you going to talk to Will? You know, Chris needs that.
And anyway. You know what? So I just tell you, I read on the ticket that this is a no phone show. So they're going to give you a bag to lock up your phone.
Somebody's going to sneak a phone in, you know.
Of course. But I'm just saying, you know, it's like no recording. You can't bring your phone in. And if you do, you need to lock it up.
Lock it up. We'll see how that works.
Yeah, especially here in Atlanta.
All right. So are you around next week?
I am. Yeah, I think so.
All right, folks. Well, we are out for the weekend. We still do this.
Now, peace, guys.
Get out.